Yo. What up? What up, Facebook? What up, Quantum Millionaire? What up, Fast Track to Freedom? What up, Darren Little Mind Mastery? What up, YouTube? Guys, I'm loving this new software. Just going to tell you straight up. I love this new software. Having some great success with it to reactivate a lot of these different places where I've had groups or value that I've put out. Phenomenal. So before we get started today, right above this video, there should be a link that will allow you to pop up here onto the screen with your comments, okay? And I love to be able to edify people, guys. That's really what leadership is really all about, is to edify the success of the people. That's our industry. So as you come on here, if you can just let me know, where are you tuning in from today? What side of the world are you tuning in from? And what time are you seeing this particular broadcast? If you're tuning in live, guys, throw down a hashtag live with next to where you're tuning in from. If you see it later, throw in a hashtag replay so I can get a chance to say a quick hello and get a chance to actually connect, right? That's really our industry. Is about people. It's about relationships. Now, guys, on today's broadcast, what I want to do here is I want to talk to you today. Oh, look a lot. We got Nicola Rodriguez. Good to see you here. Okay. Nicola says, I love it too. Thanks for telling us about it. Awesome. We got another Facebook user. This is something that I haven't figured out yet. Right there. I haven't figured out why some people come on with pictures and other people come on as a Facebook user. But, you know, this is only my first couple of days of using this software. So I'm sure that will unveil itself to me. Okay. So on today's broadcast, I want to talk to you a little bit about how to become successful in anything. Doesn't matter what it is, guys, okay? Whether it's the home-based business industry, whether it's affiliate marketing, network marketing, MLM, it could be real estate, it could be mortgage broker, insurance, automotive industry, or maybe you just want to get a pay raise. Maybe you just want to be that person that gets chosen to rank up in your particular company. So, you know, you may decide that you want to get into health and fitness, or maybe you want to compete for a bodybuilding championship. It doesn't matter what it is that you want to do. Maybe you want to lose weight, right? It doesn't matter what the category is, whether it's business, it could be health and wellness, it could be spiritual, emotional, it could be relationships, could be falling in love or re-falling in love with your spouse again. What's the secret? Okay, what is the secret, guys? Daisha, welcome to the call. Great to see you here. Oh, and look, we can see Daisha. Now, Daisha's got the software because she just says loving the software, and Nicola has it as well. So it possibly could be that if you have the free version of the software, then your picture shows up. And if you don't, then you show up as a Facebook user. Okay, so Facebook user, Marian Allen, how are you? Okay, so guys, here's the thing. And truth be known, when you really think about this, when you break this down and you kind of do a little bit of analysis of what I'm going to share with you on today's broadcast, you probably say to yourself, yeah, like that makes sense, right? And that's the thing to really understand about this, is that people make things way too complicated. And if you kind of like dummy it down, right, to the very, very basics, I can tell you that you're going to have a bing, aha moment, and then you'll think, geez, that sounds pretty easy, right? What an easy concept, right? And that's really the key to having success in anything, is that if it seems easy, you're probably going to do it. If it seems really hard, then you're probably going to avoid doing it, because we as human beings avoid pain, right? We avoid pain. and we move towards a pleasure, right? Human beings move from pain to pleasure, and it's kind of it's very apparent in procrastination. So, what would you rather do? As an example, would you rather learn a new skill, or would you rather go watch a football game? Would you rather learn a new skill, or would you rather go out for dinner with your girlfriend or your boyfriend, whatever, right? So people typically will avoid doing something if there's something else that can be replace it, right? That is fun versus not so fun. Okay. So the first thing that I'm going to share with you, hey, Jeff Niket, welcome to the broadcast today. Good to see you. Good to see you here. The first thing that I'm going to tell you, which, really when you think about it, it's kind of the most obvious, right? Don't try to guess. Okay. Don't try to guess. Okay. So what do I mean by that? So let's say that your marriage is on the rocks. Okay. You typically aren't going to go to somebody for advice that's divorced, right? Because apparently it didn't work for them. So, don't follow strategies from people that have not had any success with the strategies that they're telling you about. Or, don't go to broke people for their opinion on your business. Think what I just said, right? Don't go to broke people to get their opinion on your business, right? It doesn't even make sense, guys, okay? So whatever the thing is, the first thing that you have to do is you have to find somebody, okay? Find somebody that was once you, that did something. They implemented some type of strategy and they got the results that you want, and they've been able to maintain those results. So in other words, if you want to lose 80 pounds, find somebody that lost 80 pounds or more, and they lost the weight, and with their strategy, they were able to keep the weight off, and they're a new person. They're living a different lifestyle based upon the strategy that they implemented. And it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's in affiliate marketing, network marketing, MLM, real estate, mortgage broker, insurance. In other words, you have to find somebody that was once you, going through whatever it is that you're going through right now, and look at the results that they've been able to generate, and then see if they've been able to maintain the type of results that you want to get to. Now, the next thing that you've got to be able to do is and we all battle this, guys. Okay. All of us, everybody that's human battles this one thing, and it's our pride and our ego. So even though we find the person, we identify the person that's got the results, and they're continuing to getting the results, our pride and ego is going to protect us. So we're not really going all in to whatever the strategy is that we're going to be taught. In other words, our pride and ego is kind of holding on to protect us, because this uncharted territory, right, is something that's kind of fearful. It's the unknown, right? It's the unknown. You don't know what the thing is going to, generate. So it's almost like putting one toe in the water. So, somebody says, let's go for a swim. You either are going to jump into the water and swim, or you're going to sit on the side and have a little toe there. That's not swimming. Having one toe in the water is not swimming. So the second thing, after you find whoever it is that you're, going to mirror and model and piggyback or copy their strategy, you have to be able to surrender your pride, surrender your ego, and don't think that you are going to either prove the person wrong or that you've got a better way. Okay. It's very, very common, guys, especially in marketing, where, people find a person that they want to follow. But then when it comes to the actual strategy, instead of just trusting the process, they go, well, I don't know about that. I'm not too sure about that formula. I think I've got a better way, right? You better watch me go. You better watch me go. Those are the broke people, guys, just so you know, okay? And people ask me this all the time. They say, Darren, why is it that when people hit rock bottom, they go to the top the fastest? Like literally from homeless to the top. How's that happen? Why does it work like that? Because those people had their pride and their ego has been squashed, and they're at the most coachable time that they could possibly be because they're in pain. They're in pain. That's the difference. Okay. Somebody who's not in pain is going to, their pride and their ego is going to prevent them from just being coachable and following the actual steps one by one. It's exactly like paint by numbers, guys. This is the thing. It's exactly like a paint by numbers set. So, you know, when you think about this, I mean, it seems like a pretty basic type of concept, and you would wonder, like, why wouldn't everybody just do that? Why wouldn't everybody just do that? Do you guys agree with what I'm saying here? Like, it seems like almost like so obvious that everybody would just do that. Like, go find somebody that got the results that you got, that you want, and surrender your pride and your ego and follow the exact steps. Okay. The exact steps. I said, guys, this is the important part, because a lot of times I find this. Okay. So the person that was completely homeless, or the person that was 2 days with no water and eviction notice with 6 children, how the heck did they make way more money? They made it like the couple that was 2 days with no water and an eviction notice. They made like, I think, $157,000 their very first year. Okay, from almost homeless to 157,000, and then the second year, now they opened up their own advertising agency. So what's different about them than the rest of the people? Okay, they had hit the bottom. They had hit the rock bottom. There was no further way that they couldn't fall further down the rabbit hole than that they were on. Okay. And when it was a husband and wife, and when they called me, it was a very, very emotional call, guys. You know, just being completely transparent. Jennifer, the lady that was that had reached out to me, you know, she was in tears. She was crying, and she said, Darren, we don't know what we're going to do. We've got 6 children. We've gone the last 2 days with no water. We're at rock bottom. Okay. And the interesting thing is that when they talk about it right now, like when they reflect back on the story, you know, they kind of refer to it as tough love, right? Tough love. And the interesting thing that I'm going to share with you about leadership is that leadership really has to do with being able to, you know, sort of stop feeling sorry for yourself, okay, and stop thinking about every reason why it won't work, and start focusing on what exactly it is that you want your outcome to be, and visualize it, think about it, speak it into the reality, and take the action steps and expect that it's going to work and get you the results. So in other words, you know, the subconscious mind, guys, is a powerful thing. It's powerful. Okay. And, you know, I remember this one particular training that I was doing called Top Recruiters Academy, where I was sort of showing people the power of their own mind and how we can speak our realities into existence and manifest whatever it is that we want in our life. Okay. And this one particular lady that was in the training, she was, you know, trying to lose weight. She was overweight, and she was a diabetic. She was on insulin, and they had her scheduled to get her thyroid removed. Okay. So that was at the beginning of the training. That's what was happening at the beginning of the training. So she was overweight, she's diabetic, and had her thyroid scheduled to be removed. Okay, that was the start of the training. Okay, and we started to talk about how we as human beings can actually speak directly to the machine, right, and have the machine start moving into a situation of peak performance on its own, guys. Okay, on its own. I'm not talking about with taking weight loss products or anything like that, or changing anything. Okay, except one thing. Okay, I said to her, you realize the power of the mind, right? Like, you realize that you can actually change a lot of this stuff just based upon your beliefs. Okay, your beliefs of what you believe the human being can do, the human body can do, and the words that you speak into the reality. So I said, what I want for you to do the entire time this training is going, and I want you to consciously be thinking about this throughout the day, I want you to start to say this one sentence, okay? One sentence. My body is now returning itself to its natural state of health and well-being, okay? Hear what I just said here, guys. This is a phenomenon. My body is now returning itself to its natural state of health and well-being. Now, this will shock you when I tell you what happened with this particular lady. She lost about 18 pounds during the time of the training, which at that particular training was a 2-month intensive. So during the 2 months, she lost 18 pounds. She dropped her insulin levels in half, okay, in half. And when she went for the scheduled surgery, the surgeon, said, you don't need to have your thyroid removed. And she was like, huh? He said, yeah, your thyroid is fine. It doesn't need to be removed. So she went for a second opinion, and a second doctor said, yeah, your thyroid is fine. It doesn't need to be removed. Okay. Now, this is really the power. Now, in the event that she didn't believe me on what I was saying to her, in the event that she wanted to resist the process, even though I know from 3 decades of training and working with clinical psychologists and people in quantum physics and the law of attraction, manifestation, even though I know that it works this way, even though I've seen countless testimonials from people that it's worked for too, in the event that her pride and her ego was going to protect her and say, well, I don't know, Darren, I don't think that that's real. I don't think that that's even possible. I don't think that we can do that as human beings. Would she have gotten the same type of results? And would her body have started to recalibrate itself? And would she be in a position where she didn't have to have her thyroid removed? There's a high probability, no. There's a high probability based upon her belief. Listen to what I'm saying, guys. Based upon her belief, then she wouldn't have got the results. But I said, you're going to have to surrender. You're going to have to trust the process and just take the action step and don't even think about it. Don't think about how it's working. Don't think about whether or not it's going to work for you. Just continue to do the action step. And then let's see what happens by the time the training's done. Okay. And it was shocking, guys. Okay. It was shocking to see it really work like that. All documented, guys. It's phenomenon. It's a phenomenon of what we can do as human beings if you just trust the process. You just trust the process. Okay. Now, we all battle this. Okay. We all do. We all battle the pride and the ego to enter into a uncharted territory. It's an unknown zone, right? And then the human condition kicks in with our self-talk that says, oh, this probably isn't going to work for you. I'll bet it's not going to work for you. Probably work for everybody else, but it's not going to work for you. I mean, think about how many other things that you tried that didn't work, right? Did you hear what I'm saying here, guys? Because we do this to ourselves. We psych ourselves up to psych ourselves out. Okay, it's bizarre. It's bizarre, but this is true. This is really what we do. Like our worst enemy, truthfully, is us as human beings. That's our worst enemy, right? The tug of war is between you and yourself. The battle is between you and yourself on whether or not you're going to trust the process. Trust the process. So, first thing that you got to do is you got to find somebody. The second thing you got to do is surrender your pride and your ego. Trust the process, but you have to do it exactly like what they say to do. Okay. And I kind of make reference to some recipe, right? Some recipe. So if your mom or your grandma has a specific recipe that they follow and it's your favorite dish, and you get the recipe and you say give it to your wife, or and she says, I really want to make that special dish for you that your mom makes, so your grandma makes, and so your grandma or your mom give her the recipe, and she says, well, there's this third step here, and I just don't think that makes any sense. I don't think that third step makes any sense. I mean, I should do the fifth step first, and then I'll go back to the third step, and then I'll go from the fourth, and then I'll jump to six, right? So she does that, and she whips up the recipe, and then she serves it to you, and you go like, this is off. This just doesn't taste like my mom's. Now, why doesn't it taste like mom's? Why doesn't it taste like mom's? Because she didn't follow the recipe, guys. Her pride and her ego got in the way. She figured she knew better. She figured she'd reinvent the wheel. She cooked up the recipe, and guess what happened? It didn't taste the same. It didn't taste the same. How about that? She didn't follow the recipe. Okay. And I see this happen so often. And, it's almost like if a person is at rock bottom over here versus a person that's making, $5, $7, $8, $9, $10,000 a month, and they're up here, this person is way more coachable than this person up here. Okay. Because they're moving from dramatic pain to get themselves into pleasure. This person up here is already in their comfort zone. There's no sense of urgency for this person to follow the exact steps. So this person doesn't show up, right? Well, I'll host some sort of a training or millionaire mentoring. These people show up consistently. This person's very, maybe they'll show up one time and maybe not for another month, okay? Because they've got comfort zone up here. They've got food, they've got shelter, they got a car, they got insurance, they got gas, they've got, a lifestyle, and they're okay with it. So there's no sense of urgency. There's no sense of urgency to step into their power and do all the action steps to get the results. So you'll see this person down here, okay, at rock bottom, and this person's here making, say, 10 grand a month at their job. This person all of a sudden goes, and they're making 20,000 now, and this person's still locked in their job making the 10 grand. Go figure. Now, what was different? What was different? What was different was this person down here, guys, surrendered their pride and their ego. They were coachable, and they just followed the steps, okay? This person up here is still trying to figure out how they can do it better, or a better way, or a different strategy, or I can tell you that every time I have ever heard this in 3 decades, okay, watch this space. Okay, somebody puts out a post, watch this space. You better watch me go. I've had people call me and say, Darren, I'm going to be your #1 top affiliate. And I go, cool, awesome, right? But the words that come out, right, that's the person's ego, guys. That's their pride and their ego, okay? And I've yet to see in 3 decades, right, maybe it will happen one day, right, that somebody says, watch this space, and they actually do something, but I've never seen it yet. Not a single time, guys, okay? Every single person that has ever said, you better watch me go, Darren, Okay, I mean, do I have time for a coffee? I mean, can I go out for dinner? Like, can I take a little bit of time there, or how long are we talking about here? Okay, because it hasn't happened in 3 decades so far. Maybe it will. Maybe it will one day, but it hasn't yet. It hasn't yet, right? And that's the pride and the ego. So if you follow this formula, guys, okay, identify a person, right, that's getting the results, surrender your pride and your ego, follow the exact recipe that they're implementing, that they're telling you to do, but you have to believe that it's going to work. You have to be walking forward in complete blind faith, even though it might not make sense, even though you can't figure out how all the stuff works together and the psychology behind it. Do it anyway. Walk forward in complete blind faith, and expect the results are going to show up. Okay. And then, every day, you want to start doing a visualization. The visualization that I had the most biggest breakthrough is by a gentleman by the name of Dr. Lee Poulos, Pulos. Okay, Dr. Lee Poulos. I worked with him for 3 years, and he's a clinical psychologist, and he specializes in the power of visualization. And he's a peak performer trainer for corporate, Fortune 500 companies and things of that nature. And he has this one particular visualization called deep trance identification. Deep trance identification. And that particular visualization, I listened to every single day. I took it with me traveling every single day. Okay. Every day, guys. I didn't skip a single day. For 8 years, I did every single day. And that visualization, in my opinion, is the best that I've ever gone through, because he uses something called double induction, where he's speaking in this ear, and then he starts speaking in this ear, and then they switch sides there, and it takes you into such a deep trance, and you can actually start morphing and changing your body with the power of the mind, guys. It's an amazing thing. So visualization is huge, right? But remember that we speak our realities into existence. Okay, so in other words, in our particular industry, we're in a leadership business model. We're in a teaching and training business model. So you may start off, and your self-talk is saying, but I don't have any confidence. I don't have any self-esteem. I don't know what to do to be a leader. I don't have the personal power. So you're speaking that into the reality. What if you all of a sudden shifted your mindset and you said, well, what if I was a leader? What if I was a leader? What if I was a leader? What would it feel like? What would it feel like? And instantly, the moment that you say those 2 sentences, something will shift in your body. You'll feel something shift in your body with 2 single words. What if? Okay, what if? And that'll shift. It'll open up a whole new gateway to infinite possibilities. And now you got to just start speaking the reality into existence. So you might say, well, I don't have any confidence. Well, what if you did? What if you did have confidence? What would it feel like if you had confidence? Would your body be the same if you had confidence? And then all of a sudden you'll see their body like morph, right? So guys, hopefully you got some value from this broadcast. If you did, throw me a comment down there below. Share this out with your people. Share this out with your team so they can get some value from it too. I'm excited about this upcoming week. We've got some incredible things happening and about to be unveiled this week. So stay tuned. Tune into the Facebook Live, and let's go get it. Have a good one. All the best.